The wind howled across the Montana plains like a hungry ghost, biting at the face of the young woman clutching her threadbare shawl tighter around her shoulders. Her name was Elsbeth Krause, a mail-order bride from Bremen, Germany, who had crossed the ocean and half a continent with trembling hands and trembling hope. The advertisement she'd answered had promised warmth, companionship, and a modest homestead owned by a widower seeking a wife. But as the snow thickened and the wagon creaked under the weight of her trunk, she realized that hope was a fragile thing in a land that froze even the strongest hearts. The driver had left her at the foot of a hill, shouting through the storm that this was where Mr. Halpan's place ought to be. Then he turned the wagon around and vanished into the white. Elsbeth stood there, her boots sinking into snow up to her ankles, her cheeks burning from cold, staring at the dim silhouette of a cabin barely visible in the distance. She had crossed oceans for love, or at least for a chance at it, but as she trudged toward the cabin, her heart whispered that she might have crossed it for survival instead. When she reached the door, her gloved hand shook as she knocked, and for a long moment there was only the sound of wind and her own heartbeat. Then, slowly, the door opened and a man stood there, tall, broad-shouldered, with snow dusting his beard and sadness shadowing his eyes. "You must be the bride," he said in a voice rough as gravel but soft beneath it. "I'm Aaron Halpern. Come in before the wind takes you." Inside, the cabin was sparse but warm, lit by a single fire and the faint scent of pine smoke. Elsbeth looked around, the single chair, the iron stove, the small table set for two. It was as if the house itself had been waiting for her, though Aaron's face betrayed no excitement, only exhaustion. "You came sooner than expected," he muttered, setting down her trunk. "The parcel closed soon. Lucky you made it." She nodded, unsure what to say. She wanted to ask about the woman in the photograph on the mantel, a pale-faced lady with eyes as gentle as spring water, holding a baby in her arms. But the storm outside swallowed her courage. As they ate in silence that night, a stew thin but warm, she noticed the way Aaron's hand trembled slightly when he lifted his spoon. He caught her gaze and looked away quickly. "You must be tired," he said, clearing his throat. "You can take the loft. I'll stay down here." She wanted to thank him, to say something kind, but all that came out was a whisper of gratitude in broken English. That night, as the wind shrieked around the corners of the cabin, Elsbeth lay awake, staring at the wooden beams above her. Every creak sounded like a ghost. Every gust carried whispers of the life she'd left behind, her mother's warning voice, her father's silence, the cold eyes of the man who had paid her passage as if buying livestock. But beneath those echoes was something softer.